Hello everyone and welcome back to the Skilling Open. We are in the semifinals and this is the first game we're going to show. It's from round 1, Magnus Carlsen versus Nepomniachtchi, and I wasn't planning on showing any more games today. I was planning on showing it tomorrow, but this game ended like instantly. It's incredibly short, so I thought maybe best just show it now. So without further ado, let's check it out. Magnus with the white pieces opens with d4, and this game is also incredible for a very specific reason, that it follows a game Magnus played against Viswanathan Anand in their 2014 World Chess Championship match. You'll see what I mean by this. So knight to f6, we have c4, g6, and knight to c3. And here we have d5, and with this we transpose into the Gruenfeld defense. We have captures, now offering a trade of knights, and now bishop to d2. Bishop to g7, and now e4, grabbing the center and also forcing black to exchange knights. You could also go back, but capturing is the main line. So captures on c3 and Nepo castles. We have queen to d2 by Magnus, and now knight to c6. Both players continue developing, black putting a lot of pressure on the d4 square. So here knight f3, adding another defender, and bishop to g4, attacking one of the defenders of the d4 square. So black naturally goes d5, and here we have a series of trades. Bishop captures on f3, captures on g7, king recaptures, and captures on f3. And now comes knight to e5, putting pressure on f3, threatening to capture it and the win material here. And here Magnus castles queenside. So up until this point, it's exactly the game between Viswanathan Anand and Magnus Carlsen. However, in that game, Anand had the white pieces and Magnus had black. And here we have c6 by black. Of course, now you don't capture on f3. It would be pretty pointless. Queen c3 check just wins the knight. So you don't want to lose the game like that. So here, c6, Nepo plans to bust open the position. You want to get your rook to c8, put some pressure on the white king. And now we reach the position that's exactly the same as Anand's game against Carlsen in the World Chess Championship match. Here, queen to c3 was played by Anand. However, Magnus goes bishop to h3 here. And now it is as of move 14 that we have a completely new game. So now from a completely new game, as you see from the title, that in 16 moves we have a completely winning position. It's hard to imagine what could go wrong here for black, but that's exactly what happens here. So here, king back to g8. Of course, Nepo is expecting the queen to come to c3. You don't want to have your king on a dark g7 square. And Magnus goes there all the same. So queen to c3, now attacking the knight. And here we have queen to b8. Queen to c7 is the move you want to play to defend the knight, because after queen to b8, it seems reasonable because black also wants to start attacking on the queen side, but now the position is completely winning for Magnus. So feel free to pause the video and try to find this mysterious move while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on completely crushing black and winning that knight on e5. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it's d6. And after d6, it's game over. The knight is trapped. There's no square available for the knight. All of these squares are covered. This is covered. This is covered. The d7 square is covered by the bishop. So that's just it. You have to capture it. You cannot capture with the queen, of course, because the rook guards it. So you have to capture with the pawn. And now comes f4. And now the knight really doesn't have a square. So here, move 16, white is already completely winning. So Nepo played a few more moves, but there's just no hope here. He played rook e8, and Magnus doesn't even capture right away. He says there's plenty of time to capture, let's just continue improving our position. And Nepo started pushing pawns on the queen side. a5, king b1, Magnus even finds time for a nice prophylactic move. a4, and only now f captures on e5. We have rook captures and f4 by Magnus. Now challenging the rook, rook to c5, and now comes queen to f6. So now preparing to bust open the position as the rook captures is coming. So a3, now black also hopes to destroy the white king's defenses, but now comes b3. So not allowing this, and here rook to h5, going after the bishop, but Magnus says you are more than welcome to grab the bishop. Magnus plays rook captures on d6. And this is very sneaky, because if Nepo goes for the bishop, rook e to d1, and there's no defense against rook to d8, it's just game over. which will, you know, win the queen and end the game. Even if you try something like this, it's still the same rook d8, so not much you can do this. You're losing the queen whether you want to or not. So here Nepo found queen to e8. Now it's a little bit different. But Magnus finds a brilliant move either way. So not rook to d1 right away, but first he plays bishop to e6, and this is just insane. How do you proceed here? There's not much you can do. You cannot defend the pawn on f7. If you try something like this, then rook e to d1 is coming either way. So you just win a move by doubling up. And the worst of all is that if you capture, which Nepo did in the game, rook e to d1 was played, and it is as of move 26 that where Nepomniachtchi resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. So rook to d8 is coming, and that's it. There's no defending against this. So this is one of those cases where both players are extremely well prepared, but here Nepo just ran straight into basically what's Carlsen's opening preparation. And even though Nepo is known to be an extremely well prepared Gruenfeld player, he's a monster in the Gruenfeld. He ran into this. So really crazy stuff. Like I said, there's no defense against rook to d8. This is just lost. Even queen f7, just rook d8 to check, and after this there's no more moves for black. You're gonna have to block it, and now rook or queen captures will be checkmate. So really awesome stuff. And what's really incredible here is that we have guests. So after this castle's queenside, it's really just incredible that after this c6, this bishop to h3 was played, and it was possible to trap the knight like this. So yeah, I have no idea who that is. Koto. Oh yeah, it's the pizza guy, but we didn't order any pizza. The people next door ordered that, and then sometimes, you know, they just think it's our place. So really weird stuff. But yeah, that's the game. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna see what happens later on. But with Magnus so quick in winning game one, it's gonna be pretty crazy if Nepo will be able to bounce back. But we'll see what happens. See, Medo's a great guard dog. So yeah, once again, I do hope you enjoyed it. I would like to thank Sergei Palopas, Tazo Sarampatsis, Austin Creel, Juan Pablo Barrera, and Peter Gauthier and Sons for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing the coverage of this wonderful tournament, checking up on your wonderful suggestions, and whatever else happens in the chess world. Thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.